run around like a mad criminal stealing everything off the shelf? Well, it turns out that a lot of people in the UK actually are. Because I went into a Tesco yesterday. It's not one that's local to me. In fact, this one's located in Cardiff, where I was actually pretty shocked to see the amount of security tags that they have on items down there. Like, I've got a collection now of 83 images of security tagged items, and even I was seeing stuff that I've never seen before. But on top of that, I was actually able to speak to a Tesco employee, where he's actually given me a bit of information on these hidden security methods that you can see here. To be fair, you might not actually see it at first glance. It's to do with what the RF stands for, which we'll get onto later on in the video. Because we're going to run through these in pretty quick, rapid fashion. Because first of all, right, we have security tagged chicken. You know, obviously you got to keep it out of the hands of the local people. But in a way, it's actually pretty symbolic. And I think security tagged chicken is probably going to be the title of the video or something like that. Now look, there's a lot of items on this list that you're going to see today. So it's not all chicken. And maybe I'm just going to hell. But security tagged chicken, when I saw that, honestly, I laughed out loud and there were some people stood next to me. And I'll leave it down to you in the comments to speculate on this one. But then we have coffee. And although I don't drink it myself, it is nicely priced at $4.20. But club cards aside, it's another security tagged item so that if someone wanted to walk out of the shop with it, well, they'd be chased down the car park by security, which I have actually seen once, but it must have been like 2016. But I think to do that in the modern day, I think that's pretty optimistic. Chances are they probably don't even have security on site. And then I was able to take a photo of hot chocolate, which is an absolute British favourite. But it turns out that even this is not safe from the security tags. But what gets me, right, is that this one's one of those Tassimo pod ones. I know they're not posh, but you must admit they're pretty posh. So someone is either like reselling the pods, or they're using their Tassimo system with stolen hot chocolate. Like honestly, like they would know deep down that it's stolen, but they're still going to sit there in the mornings having their stolen hot chocolate. Honestly, they got to be wrong in the head. And I even saw security tags on some of the pet items and also some cleaning products as well. Which is where I started talking to that employee that I mentioned earlier on. It was near the cleaning aisle, and he was a British guy as well, so I thought I'd go talk to him. And it was at this stand here that he showed me this. It was these labels, it was the RF one. Do you have any guesses as to what RF could stand for? I'll give you a hint. This one here, it says RF2. And I'll give you a couple of seconds to count how many is on the shelf, because I think you might be starting to guess it already. Because the Tesco employee informed me that RF stands for restricted fill, as in they limit how many they can put out at one time. And it's not just peak hours either, this is 24/7, 365 days a year. But there's a problem. Because of the reduction, this middle item has nothing on the shelf. Because people will always say to you that none of this affects anyone. They'll say, oh, it's just a security tag, it's no big deal. But it does. Because of the reduction, there's none on the shelves. I mean, let's say you got a kid with like an allergy problem, and your child can only have one type of this product. Like, it does happen, like if they have any of the other ones, they'll just come out in rashes and stuff like that. But now it's not on the shelf. Or let's say something even worse, let's say you got a wife that moans all the time. And she likes a specific type of product. Well, again, you got to explain to her that it's off the shelf because of security reasons as well. And when she asks why they've security tagged it, just let her know that they've security tagged the chicken as well. I'm sure she might be able to connect the dots. And honestly, I don't blame Tesco for having to go to these measures. It's just a shame that we have to go that far. Because the price point that we see these security tags, the price point is just getting lower and lower by the day. Like it started off at like 20 quid, then a tenner, then a fiver. Honestly, it really won't be long before everything is security tagged. But to be fair, I still don't think that'll stop the nutters. It's a bit like this video, where we look at a town in the UK where the police have failed to catch a single criminal. So, thank you for making the very well-informed decision of becoming one of the 33,010 subscribers. Thank you to the channel members, and thank you for checking out this video on screen.
This country has gone crazy.